Hi. Today I'm going to go over creatine very quickly. There's a lot of gaslighting and a lot of miscommunication around creatine right now. Creatine aids with what's called high energy phosphate donation. That is how the human body uses energy. We have ADP and ATP. Think as ATP is a live battery, think as ADP is a dead battery. Once we donate a phosphate to that ADP, it becomes ATP, and we've revitalized the battery. It becomes usable energy again. So phosphate donation is a very normal way, is the way that the human body utilizes energy for our cells. What creatine does, it doesn't matter what form you take, creatine ethyl ester, creatine monohydrate, creatine hydrochloride, creatine blah blah blah. Creatine cleaves off the secondary compound, the secondary component of it, and finds a phosphate ion. It binds to that phosphate ion and it becomes phosphocreatine. Now, the only peer-reviewed studies that I know of that exist that have anything negative to do with creatine is a creatine monohydrate study with somebody who had some type of kidney or liver issue. That seems like it's epigenetic or like their own metabolic issue. Generally, that's not a good thing because that means they have an issue with the natural way their body uses energy. So no creatines should literally cause any issues, and there's actually a hell of a lot of peer-reviewed studies that show creatine has huge effects on elderly, very beneficial effects. I just don't like the gaslighting that's going around about creatine. Most people have no idea what they're talking about. So using creatine monohydrate as an example, when you intake that, it gets into your stomach, and your stomach acid immediately wants to take that water away. So what it does is it looks for a phosphate ion within your body, and it then goes to various places, your brain, your heart, and then your muscles. Once you have phosphocreatine, whatever the water molecule is just a leftover water molecule. Most people are not going to put on water weight. Their cells aren't going to absorb, I don't know what percentage of 5 grams of creatine monohydrate is water, but I can guarantee you that that minimal amount of water is not going to bloat the trillions of cells in your body. So all it does is aid energy production and energy utilization. And that's why it's very beneficial for weightlifting, for when you're exerting a lot of energy. And it's also beneficial for those with metabolic disorders, usually, or those who are elderly. So generally, creatine is extremely safe, and I would honestly recommend creatine monohydrate to everyone who's weightlifting. As even if you're not specifically weightlifting to be a powerlifter or anything, it is still generally good for recovery, and it's also good for your heart and your brain, which when we work out, there's more that happens than just muscle growth. There are things like myokines and things that your body creates that have very beneficial effects all around your body. So where it boils down to is don't believe half this creatine stuff. Creatine is absolutely fine. It's not going to hurt you. And other than that, do your own research. And if you have more questions, you can go ahead and ask them here. I appreciate you watching, and you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.